Good morning, everyone. Well, it's technically morning. It's my night. Shout out to all my night shifters out there. So today I come home and I open up my advent calendar to find out what all I need to prep for you wonderful people today. And lo and behold, I'm not even going to make you wait any longer. It is Johnnie Walker Blue. We got Johnnie Walker Blue today. Oh my gosh. It's like the holy grail of blended whiskeys. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Y'all can't even imagine. So, as usual, I want to go through a little bit about the history, and it's not a distillery this time, right? Because they're doing blends, and it's a blends are a wonderful thing. Okay, there are some snobs that say, "Oh, blended whiskey, blah blah blah." No, I don't know why I went British, but probably because that's what they sound like in the movies when they get snobby about whiskey. But some people think that blends are second-class whiskeys. They are not at all. Whiskey is whiskey. Blends can be better than any really just low grade, low quality single malt out there. And then there are some blends that are absolute trash. Yes, this is true. So, but I think that we should just enjoy the different whiskeys for what they are. And if it's a blend, have fun with it. Enjoy it, because somebody went to all the trouble and all the effort to blend it for you. So enjoy it. And if you like it, leave the whiskey snobs over there, okay? They're not invited. Go away. Not invited. Not invited to this party. So, let's learn a little bit about a Johnnie Walker over here. So, Johnnie Walker was a farm boy who started a grocery store when he grew up. His father died and the farm got sold, so he started a grocery store in Kilmarnock. Did I pronounce that right? I listened to Google and then I already forgot it. But Kilmarnock. And when his father died, the money that went from selling the farm helped him start up this grocery store. So back in the day, like, the early 1800s, this was, a lot of grocers carried their own stock to make their own things, and one of the things that they carried was single malts. They could make their own whiskey and scotch in this case. And so what would happen, though, the malt that would be brought to them may change from shipment to shipment, so they could never really guarantee that their product was going to taste remotely the same. So Johnny got the idea that he was going to start blending them to create something that was just as tasty every time, regardless of what he got. And this became incredibly popular, and it took off like wildfire. So dear old Johnny died in 1857 and left his son Alexander in charge of what was now an incredibly healthy whiskey business. And this was in the middle of the Industrial Revolution, so progress was happening quick. The railroad had arrived in Kilmarnock, and so now they could bring goods in and ship goods out even faster than ever before. And that just helped business boom even more. So Alexander just ran with the company and did amazing things with it. So 10 years after he took over, Alexander introduced the iconic slanted label that would really make the bottle stand out on the shelf compared to all the other labels that were lined up nice and square on the bottles. And I don't know about you, but it works for me. You can spot the Johnny bottles a mile away because all of the slanted labels look pretty cool. Then in 1908, the iconic walking man symbol was created by an artist named Tom Brown. So when this occurred, they renamed their whiskeys after the colors in their labels, and thus was born Johnnie Walker Red Label and Johnnie Walker Black Label. By 1920, the whiskey is available in 120 countries, and it is truly a part of global culture. Songwriters and filmmakers included it in a lot of their works. It's idolized by socialites and movie stars and statesmen and anybody who's anybody, the richy rich crowd, right? They are drinking it, and it's everywhere. It's prolific at this point. During the 20th century, they added the Johnnie Walker Blue Label to their lineup, as well as Johnnie Walker Gold Label Reserve. Then it's just continued since then, right? They've got the Game of Thrones line. They've got Jane Walker now. They've got Double Black. They've even got a rye. I haven't tried the rye, but I really want to someday. So the company in general is massive. They're claiming over here today Johnnie Walker is the biggest whiskey brand in the world. Is it? I don't know. Probably. They're probably not wrong about that. And the slogan is adopted and embraced everywhere as a rallying cry for progress, encouragement in adversity, and expression of optimism. And that I can get behind, right? Was it like walk with us? That's a really good slogan. I think that's the slogan. It's got to be plastered on the homepage. Drink IQ. Okay, I'm getting ADHD distracted over here. That's the history of Johnnie Walker anyway. So I think that we should jump right into tasting this bad boy because I really just can't wait anymore. And I've been wanting to try this for years now and never in a million years thought that I would actually be able to pull this off. So thank you, Spirit Co. and your wonderful Premium Whisky Advent Calendar for making sure that all of us not so richy riches get to try the Johnnie Walker Blue Label. Oh gosh, I'm so excited. I can't even right now. Oh, I can't even. Alright. So. And I forgot yesterday, I forgot to do the add a drop of water to open it up, so we're going to rectify that today. So I'm just going to pour a little to start with so we can taste it neat. And then we'll taste it with, the 1 to 2 drops of water to see how does that change and open up the flavors and the nose a little. Or maybe a little bit more than that. I might have to save one tiny sip for my wife. All right, so first we get to nose the blue. Okay, I mean it smells kind of like the other Johnnie Walkers I've had, which doesn't surprise me at all. Got that little bit of smokiness to it. It's not like the black level of smoky. It's present. That smell in particular tends to jump out at me and kind of hide everything else, even if it's fairly mild itself. Let me get in there a little bit. Ooh. Okay, so when you're nosing a whiskey, if you breathe in through your nose and your mouth simultaneously, you can kind of bring some of that across your palate, and it changes the smells a little bit. So when I do that, that's when I start getting past the smoke, and I can get a little deeper, and it gets kind of sweeter, almost like a honey or a caramel. I think caramel. I'm gonna go with caramel. I mean, definitely vanilla. It's hard to not find vanilla on whiskeys. It's kind of just almost always there. So I'm getting kind of smoke, vanilla, and caramel. Other than the smoke, I mean, it noses almost like a bourbon. So one thing we're doing, oh my goodness, I didn't turn on my text, y'all. I didn't turn on my text. There we go. So here's it's a blend from Kilmarnock, Johnnie Walker Blue. So nose. I'm supposed to be typing these in. I was told that this would help everyone remember what I said when we go back and talk about what they say is supposed to be this. What did I say? Smoke first. Honey. No, caramel. I settled on caramel, right? Is that what we're going with? Caramel. And vanilla. I mean, it's there. It's faint, but it's there. Okay. All right. I finally get to taste it. Okay. Promise not to make too many weird noises. Not none, but not too many. That is very, very nice. Definitely getting the caramel now. Yeah. Something that's almost a little tannic, like maybe like this. It's dry. It's drying. You know when you drink like a dry red wine, you get that cloying, like not cloying, the tannic-y drying on the sides of your tongue. I'm getting that a little bit. I mean, I've had some scotches do that. I mean, it's not super sweet. The caramel is very subtle. It's not nearly as sweet as yesterday's. So, palate, caramel, something, I'm gonna say dryness. Okay, let's add 1 drop of water and see what happens. And the finish is just smoke. And that dryness it still lingers through the finish. It's almost like I drank a dry red wine. It just makes me want to drink water. Okay, that did bring out a little something extra. I absolutely cannot put my finger on what that is. Or I guess put my tongue on what that is. Let's try 1 more drop. I mean, I don't want to dilute it too much here. What's the ABV on this? This is 40%. Okay, so it's at the threshold of what's allowed to be called a whiskey. Anything below 40% can't be whiskey. That's right. Fireball's not a whiskey. Anyway, yeah, I said that. Okay. I know this flavor. It's a dessert flavor. It's not a spice. It's not really sweet. What is that? This one's throwing me for a loop. I'm getting not very much smoke on the palate, but on the finish it's still smoky. It's caramel. It's vanilla. I mean, that might be some of the like vanilla extract-y kind of what's getting. Maybe that's what's causing the dryness, is just a really strong vanilla extract flavor. Not a single bit of fruit. I mean, there's like a spiciness to it, but it's really on the back end when it starts to dry out and get smoky. Oh, this is gonna drive me crazy. You know what though? I like it. It's a good scotch. I wouldn't pay $300 for this bottle. I wouldn't pay anywhere near $300 for this bottle. I have had... Honestly, I would pay... So what I think, the double black runs $45, I think, for me. I'd rather drink that. I'd rather drink the double black than the blue. I was afraid this was going to happen. I was afraid it was going to be too hyped, but I tried to keep an open mind about everything. It's a good scotch, don't get me wrong, but it is not their best. I'm not sure how blue got so popular or so expensive, but I'm going to say that's not their best scotch. You can, tie me up and throw me in a creek later, but at least let me finish the dram. It's a good dram. It's a really good scotch. I'd pay 40 to 50 bucks for this. For a bottle, yeah. I mean, I would totally sit down and enjoy a bottle of this over, you know, a few weeks. I just wouldn't do it for 300 bucks. That's my final answer. Okay, so let's find out what they have to say about their Johnnie Walker Blue. Here we go. We've got velvety smooth flavors, blossom on the tongue. I wouldn't call any of it velvety smooth. It's kind of a one-trick pony to me. I'm getting a lot of caramel and I'm getting a lot of smoke. That's not a remarkable depth of flavor like they're claiming over here. Only 1 in 10,000 casks makes the cut. Well, good, because I'd rather all those other casks be one of the ones that I like more and I can drink more of it for cheaper. Here we go. On the nose, waves of spice give way to vanilla and honey. Okay, I kind of waffled on vanilla or caramel, so I get it. Vanilla and honey. Or I guess honey and caramel is what I waffled. I said vanilla. Yeah, I did say vanilla. I'm not getting any spice on the nose, though. Just smoke. All right, taste. Caramel. There's my caramel. Okay, hazelnut. Oh my gosh, it's hazelnuts. Course through dark chocolate. I'm not really getting dark chocolate, but that might explain sort of that dryness and that tannic sort of bit to it, because when you eat straight dark chocolate, it can kind of dry your palate out as well. So I guess that may be where I'm getting that from. Hazelnut, that's exactly what I was trying to find. Oh my gosh, that's the desserty flavor. And then finish, luxuriously long, warming, and smoky. Pretty much all I get is smoke on the finish. And then that dryness still. I wouldn't call it warm. Smoky, they nailed that on the finish, yeah, for sure. For sure. So, is it a quality whiskey? Yeah, absolutely. It seems well made. I'm not quite getting everything that they say I should get out of this. Let me make it a little stronger again. I do want to save some for my wife. And knowing what I'm supposed to find, maybe I can find it. Okay, I can see how they're saying honey. I still think it's more caramel. Yeah, I would definitely say caramel over honey. For me, that's my nose. Oh yeah, that's hazelnut. Cool. I mean, that does bring more depth to it when I know what I'm looking for. But that kind of defeats the purpose, right? It's supposed to taste good and you're supposed to really like it before you know what you're looking for. Yeah, I can get the hazelnut now, for sure. I still don't think that changes my opinion of it. It's not a complex dram by any stretch. It's a light and enjoyable dram with a bit of smoke to it, which I guess some people would say that makes it heavy, but I've had some pretty smoky, peaty whiskeys, so I don't consider this one to be heavy. It is lightly smoked. But yeah, it's a good dram. I don't think it's a $300 dram. I think it's a $50 dram, personally. So, yeah, that's Johnnie Walker Blue, and that's my review. So, we'll do it same time, same place tomorrow, I guess. And I look forward to finding out what other delicious things that I get to try. We still got 22 days ahead of us. Oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a real fun month, y'all. But until tomorrow, see ya.